Good day, everyone, and today is day 3 of the official Kaladesh Spoilers. We got a Noxious Gearhulk, a Hydra, a weird giant Commander-esque beat bomb thing. We'll get to everything. So let's start off with the one I use as the thumbnail. Noxious Gearhulk. This is the 4th Gearhulk in the Gearhulk cycle. This is the black one. 2 black, 4 generic. Construct artifact creature. 5/4 menace. Very good evasion ability. When Noxious Gearhulk enters the battlefield, you may destroy another target creature. If a creature is destroyed this way, you gain life equal to its toughness. Now, first off, he works well with the card we'll be getting to in a little bit, but all the Gearhulks seem to be really good. I mean, let's go. I mean, the green and they all seem to be really flavored in their respective color pie, because the green one is a giant meat stick that just pumps other things. By the way, here's the art, and that's very, by the way, Aetherborn looking, which again fits in the black motif. Very nice looking card. He's basically the biggest one in terms of sheer power. He has trample. The white one has vigilance, and it's pretty much a board wipe effect, which white definitely actually has in its color pie. The blue one works with instances and spells. And it's got flash. You can flash it in. It's got the biggest butt of all of them so far. Again, not including the giant freaking 4/8/8. And then we got this guy who can destroy either your thing or your opponent's thing. I think most of the time you're going to want to focus on your opponent's board just to have them have one thing less. And then you gain life equal to its toughness. Now, again, you could use this as something with a giant butt, and it'd be like something that's like a 1/5 or 0/5 or something like that, or 0/4, whatever. Something with bigger mana cost. You could gain 5 life and get a 4/5 basically with Menace for 6 mana. That's value. All these are good. I'm going to go on a limb, by the way, and say that the red one is more than likely going to have haste, because they all seem to have abilities that are well within their color, well within the color pie that they exist in. Menace is very heavy in black. White is very vigilance is a very white ability. Flash is near always blue with a few exceptions, and trample is a very green ability. What does red have? It has haste. It can occasionally have first strike, but first strike really does fall as more of a white ability. So it's more than likely going to have haste is what the red one's going to have. What its stats are going to be. I actually see it maybe having the biggest base stat, because base stat-wise, the green one's actually the weakest. Well, not the... Yeah, actually, base stat-wise, it is actually the weakest. Its ability is what gives it the pumps. I actually see it having the highest toughness with the lowest... Like, I could see it being a 6/4. That one I can definitely see. Sorry if the lighting is a little odd. It's very bright out, but it's very weird because of the sun. If I do that, then I look weird then, so sorry if it seems the lighting's all over the place. But then it moves into AetherFlux Reservoir, which is a 4 generic, 4 of any mana, basically. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you cast this turn. Pay 50 life, deal 50 damage to target creature or player. Why you would be dealing it to a creature and not just wiping out the player, in very few circumstances, I don't know. Commander being one of them. But I had to read this card correctly. First off, it's a fun card for casual and commander format. That's where you're going to be playing this card, casual commander. I can't see any scenario in a limited environment, constructed standard. Life gain, I love life gain decks, honestly, but they just don't have the same punch as some other decks. That being said, though, I had to read the card properly to make sure I read it right. And if I'm reading it right, is when you cast a spell, you gain 1 life. So, first spell, you gain 1 life. For each spell you cast that turn. So it actually goes up with the more spells you play during the turn. So if you play 3 spells on a turn, you're going to gain 1 off the first spell, 2 off the second spell, 3 off the third spell. So it's a stack effect, which I actually really like. I think that actually gives this some possibilities in its respective formats. And if, like, saying you're using, like, Soul Wardens or something like that. Look, 4 Soul Wardens in 1 turn. That's 1 spell, 2 spell. Actually, I'm going to... Give me 1 second to actually do the math on that. So you're going to be gaining 1 life off the first Soul Warden for playing it. And I'm just going to do the Soul Warden stuff right now. You're going to gain, or the AetherFlux. You're going to gain 2 for playing the second Soul Warden, 3 for playing the third, and 4 for playing the fourth. So 1, 2. You're going to get about 10 life right there. But then you play the Soul Warden. You play the second Soul Warden, which the first one activates. You play the second, which the other 2 activate. It's 3. And then you play the other one, which is, no, it's 2. and then you place 3. So you're gaining, if you work that combo right, you gain like 16 life within the span of 1 turn just from playing 4 Soul Wardens. And Soul Wardens not the only card that kind of has that effect. There are other cards that kind of have a similar effect. But it's a fun card. I'd play it. Hell, I'd play it honestly regardless of the 50 ability. If you're able to get the 50 life, good for you, or 51 life and play that effect, good for you. Yeah, I'd play it regardless because the stacking life gain ability is actually kind of relevant in limited formats, so I'd give it a try. Paradoxical Outcome, 3 generic, 1 blue. Return any number of target non-land and token permanents you control to their owner's hands. Draw a card for each card returned to your hand this way. It's okay. It's an instant. You're gonna have honestly, it's hard to say. I mean, if you got a lot of small stuff you can just put on the field next turn, sure. If you want to protect like your big thing, then yeah, you can return it, but it's kind of just meh, and it's a rare. I get why it's a rare, but still, I mean, yeah, turn a number of non-target land permanents you control. Yeah, oh well. It's just sort of my opinion. Then we got the rest of the Puzzlenot cycle. Now, we saw the first one with the green one. Basically, how the Puzzlenot cycle works is that you got Cogsworth, which is the white, the Glassblower, which is the blue, the Metal Spinners, which is the puzzle, and the Fireforge, which is the red. And sorry, here's the Aether art, by the way. Love that. It's like it's time for Aether Maniacs. They lock us in the Aether Tower whenever we get caught. I know, it's like the Warner Brothers in there. But the way they work is essentially you pay 2 to get them out, you get an effect, and then you can pay a colored mana cost or respected colors, like in the Cogworks. I'll go over each of them. It's 1 white, 1 generic, and you'll get the effect again, basically. So you get the effect twice over, which on some of these is really good. Like the green one, which, let me scale back a little bit here for the green one. The green one, especially with the way energy is looking to play out in this set, is going to be definitely a useful one. Where is that one? Is that it? No, it's the glasses. Where are you? Where are you? Where? There you are. Woodweaver Puzzlenot. That one. The green one, which gives you 3 energy when you bring it out for 2 mana, and you sacrifice, and you gain 3 life, and then sacrifice it for 3 mana, 1 green and 2 generic, and you get the exact same. So you can get, if you got like 6 mana, or hell, if you got 5 mana, you can get 6 energy and 6 life in 1 turn. That's important in some games. Absolutely. 6 life's nothing to stuff out. That's a significant gain. For 5 mana, plus you're getting 6 energy in total, I mean, that can work really well. So how do the other ones fare up? Because that one's actually pretty good for this type of environment. Well, Cogsworth gives you a 1/1 color Serba artifact creature token. And then you pay 2, 1 white, 1 anything, you get another one. So with 4 mana, you can have 2 1/1s on the field. It's alright. I would have preferred them to be Thopters because you'd have the evasion. That might make this a little too good then, but I think it would have been just the right amount of pushed. Then you have Glassblower Puzzlenot, which again, pay 2. Enters the battlefield, you scry 2 and get 2 energy, and then you can pay 1 blue, 2 generic for the exact same thing. So you can get 4 energy for 5 mana, plus you get to scry twice. This one, I think, is the most powerful of all of them, because scrying alone is a very, very important ability to be able to set up your turns. But at the same time, I can see where the Puzzlenot ones also, the Grassblower or Grassblower or whatever, the green one is also really good. The black one, Metal Spinners one, which is kind of like a knot, almost looks like the Olympic symbol. Enters the battlefield, draw a card, you lose a life. Pay 1 black, 2 generic, the exact same thing, draw a card, lose a life. That effect exists already on multiple cards. In fact, I think we have one that's an energy producer that's a black. It's basically the same thing, but on an instant, and it's a little bit more expensive. But it seems fine. Card draw is important. If you got some life gain, which there actually seems to be quite a bit of life gain in the set so far, then I think you'll be okay. And of course, there's life gain and other stuff too. But right now, I'm talking about for limited right now. So Fireforge's Puzzlenot, again, 2. Enters the battlefield, deal 1 damage to target creature or player. pay 2 when red, deal 1 damage. This one's honestly, I think, the weakest of them, because, yeah, you could maybe take out a Thopter or a Servo, but unless you got the guy's got anything else, that's maybe 1 damage. Or what, you're pinging him for 1? You're pinging him for 2 at most? Because if you like had the mana to actually pay for this overall, like the full ability, the 2 and then the 3, you're paying 5 mana to do 2 damage. Not really worth it. So I'd say the red one's the worst. I think the blue one is probably the best, with the green one falling second. The black one, because of card draw, I say is the 3rd best. Wow, white is the 2nd weakest, and then red's the worst. None of these are truly bad, but they're not. Some of these aren't amazing. Like the red one and the white one are just so-so. The other 3 are decent, in my mind. Last card for today, and there might be, again, more to get spoiled later on, but I'll save those for tomorrow. Bristling Hydra. I love me some Hydras. Probably my favorite creature, honestly, even above dragons, is my favorite. I need a Hydra Dragon hybrid at some point. We need that in Magic. Bristling Hydra. I love Hydra probably armor because I love. Well, snakes are technically my favorite creature type, but they're just not prominent enough. Like we don't have. I'm still holding out. One day we're gonna get like either a green or green-blue legendary winged snake. Like if we go to a Mesoamerica type world at one point, with like Aztecs and stuff like that, and they worship Quetzalcoatl as the god. I can completely. That's how they did it. That was one of their gods. Quetzalcoatl was a winged serpent. Give me my winged serpent god, green-blue. I am set for Magic for life, pretty much. I have basically lived at that point. But no, after that, Hydras and then dragons. I think I just like big reptilian creatures. But Bristling Hydra, 2 generic, 2 green, 4/3 Hydra. When Bristling Hydra enters the battlefield, you get 3 energy. Pay 3 energy, put a +1/+1 counter on Bristling Hydra against hexproof until the end of turn. And there's Bristling Hydra. That art is really gorgeous, but that is a beautiful looking Hydra. It's glowing blue, it's orange. Actually, it looks. I'm going to let you enlarge that one real quick, so I want to see how they actually designed the heads of this thing. Because it looks like an actual lizard that I recognize. Hold on. Or reptile in this case. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. So, okay, it is based off. It's got like a monitor lizard body. But if you actually look at the heads, those actually look a bit more like fish, like eels or fish or anglerfish. That's a cool design. I like that design. I love the colors just pop on this thing. By the way, orange and blue, just gorgeous art in this entire set. I love all of it. But as for the card itself, I mean, provided that you're going with the energy deck, you might have more energy to pump into this, and make it bigger, and which you can make it bigger. But at the same time. At the minimum, you can make it a 5/4 with hexproof for a turn. It does not have trample, unfortunately, which I think limits it a little bit. But at the same time, it's not bad by any stretch of the means. Because you're getting 4/3 for 4. That's an okay creature in its own right. You can then give it temporary hexproof for a turn and then make it a 5/4. At least one time, it's a 5/4 for 4 at that point with hexproof for the turn. So. Which means, and it doesn't have haste, so you're not going to use that right off the bat. If someone's going to target this thing, that's when you're going to use it. Or if you want to just swing into something, do a battle trick, combat trick, they can do that. And if they don't block it or they don't try to kill it, you can then, pump more energy into it after that. So you can make it beyond the 5/4. I can realistically see you getting this either to 6/5 or 7/6, depending on how much energy you have at play. But yeah, I mean, it's an okay Hydra. It's not the best Hydra in the world. Certainly not the best card in the set. That's probably going to Chandra right now. Chandra is freaking ridiculous. Like, seriously, there is no downside to any of Chandra's abilities whatsoever. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the cards today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review at some point. This week's going to be Sully. I'll be seeing that tomorrow. Maybe Mark will join me. Who knows? It just finances. All those things, he's got to watch his money, so he can't join me for all of them. I know that. Who would win? I'll be back with who would win in just a little bit. It's Pokemon this week, and might as well announce it now. Well, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be up, so they're going to be up relatively at the same time. It is Mewtwo versus Deoxys. I know that the fight's actually taking place in the manga, but I'm putting a few different spins on it. And who would win ideas? Put those down below. I'll do that again in the who would win video. Anything, I'll be back with Magic tomorrow. Koro should be leaking in the coming days. It's like the 15th when CoroCoro usually happens, but yeah. So anyway, I gotta let the dog in. Thanks for watching. See you next time.